hello everyone. This is Mami She once again and welcome to my channel. So, for today's video, ang pag-aaralan po natin ay tungkol sa factoring of polynomials. At para sa mga magle-let exam, I suggest po na isa ito sa i-focus natin or i-master po natin hanggat maaari. Kasi marami pong items sa let exam ang lumabas tungkol sa simplification of mathematical expressions, which involve of course yung factoring. So for today, tatlo muna yung pag-aaralan natin. First is removing of a common monomial factor. And then we have also the difference of 2 square and factoring trinomial. So let's get started.
Right, so for our first topic, we have the removing a common monomial factor. So from the title itself, we will going to remove or hindi naman i-remove kundi ilalabas lang natin yung common factor between dun sa given terms sa ating mathematical expression. So let's have an example number 1, 3x squared minus 6x. In this example, how many terms do we have? So we have 1, the 3x squared, and the 6x, negative 6x. So we have two terms in this mathematical expression. So first, let's take a look at their number. So 3 and 6. Ano yung common factor between 3 and 6? So if you will notice, they are both divisible by 3. So their common factor is 3. How about their coefficient? So the coefficient of the first term is x squared and sa kabilang term, that is x. So what is common between x squared and x? That is simply x. Now that we have 3x, which is the common factor for both terms, ano na yung sunod natin na gagawin? We will going to divide each term dito sa ating common factor. So 3x squared divided by 3x. 3 divided by 3, that's 1. X squared divided by x. So remember, kapag ka nagdi-divide tayo ng coefficient, sinusubtract lang natin yung kanilang exponent. So 2, ang x na dito sa ating common factor, understood na 1 yung exponent. So 2 minus 1, that is x to the first or simply x. Next, let's have the second term, 6x divided by 3x. So 6 divided by 3, negative 6 divided by 3, that's negative 2. And then x divided by x, so 1 minus 1, that is x to the 0. So any number raised to the 0 power, that is equal to 1. So hindi na natin ilalagay yung 1, simply x negative 2. So the factor of our first example is 3x times x negative 2. Okay, so to check if our answer is correct, we simply multiply yung common factor natin dito sa term na nasa loob ng quantity. So 3x times x, that is 3x squared. So remember, kapag nagbu-multiply naman tayo, this time ina-add naman natin yung kanilang exponent. So 1 plus 1, that is 2. So 3x squared. And then we have negative 2 or 3x times negative 2. So that is negative 6x. So 3x squared minus 6x. Yan. So kapareho siya ng ating given. So therefore, our answer is correct. Right. So let's have an example number 2. We have x cubed negative 5x squared, negative 4x. So in this example, how many terms do we have? So let's count. This time we have 1, 2, and 3. We have 3 terms. So let's look at their number. Sa first term natin, x cube lang siya. So understood na yung numerical coefficient niya is 1. So if you will look at their numerical coefficient 1, 5, or negative 5 and negative 4, Ano yung common factor sa kanila? So, walang common factor. Now, let's look at their coefficient. So, their coefficient is x cubed, x squared, and x. So, what is their common? Or what is the common dun sa kanilang coefficient? So, that is x. X is the common factor of those three terms. Alright, so now, what's next? I-divide natin. So, x cubed divided by x, sabi natin, ima-minus yung exponent. So, that will become x squared. Next, negative 5 divided by x. So, since 1 siya, this is negative 5. And then, ima-minus natin yung coefficient ng x. That's 2 minus 1. So, that is negative 5x. And then, yung last term natin, negative 4 divided by x. So, that is negative 4. Kailangan pa ba nating isulat si x? No, kasi x raised to the 0 power, sabi natin, is 1. So therefore, ang common factor ng number 2, example natin, is x times x squared, negative 5x, negative 4. Okay, so let's proceed to example number 3. Example number 3, 6a to the 4th minus 15a cubed plus 21a squared. In our example, how many terms do we have? So we have 1, 2, and 3. So we have 3 terms involved here. Alright, so let's find the factor of a given number. So we have 6, 15, and 21. If you will notice, 6, 15, and 21 are all divisible by 3. So therefore, their factor is 3. Okay? And then let's go ahead and look at their coefficient. So sa coefficient nila, a to the 4th, a cubed, and a squared. Ano yung common factor nila? That is a. At syempre, kukunin natin yung exponent ng pinakamababang coefficient. So that is squared. So 3a squared is now their common factor. So anong gagawin natin next? I-divide natin each term sa ating common factor. So let's have the first term, 6a to the 4th divided by 3a squared. So 6 divided by 3, that's 2. A to the 4th divided by a squared. So ima-minus natin yung exponent. 4 minus 2, that is 2. So a squared. And then next term, we have negative 15 divided by 3, that is negative 5. A cubed divided by a squared. So 3 minus 1 yung minus 2 yung exponent, that is a na lang. So a to the first, or simply write a. And then we have 21 divided by 3 is equals to 7. A squared divided by a squared, that is 1. So hindi na natin isusulat si a squared. Alright, so now we have 3a squared times 2a squared minus 5a plus 7. So this is now the factor of our given mathematical expression. So let's check if our answer is correct. We have the first term, 3a squared times 2a squared. So that is 3 times 2 is 6. A squared times a squared. So this time, pag nagmumultiply tayo, i-add naman natin yung exponent. So 2 plus 2, that is a to the 4th. Alright, so next, palitan lang natin ha, 6a to the 4th. Next, we have the second term, 3a squared times negative 5a. So negative 5 times 3, that's negative 15. a times a squared, that is a cube. Alright, and then 3a squared times 7, that is plus 21a squared. So, pareho siya ng ating given expression. That means that our answer is correct. Okay, so this time, let's have an example. Yung example ng mathematical expression na pwede nating ma-encounter sa let. Okay, so simplify. A squared minus 5a divided by 5 minus a. So, let's just rewrite the given expression. A squared minus 5a divided by 5 minus a. Okay, so applying the common monomial factor. So, let's factor the numerator and the denominator if possible. So, let's have the numerator first. So, for the numerator, what is the common factor? So, yung first term natin is a squared. Second term natin is negative 5a. So, pareho silang may a. Therefore, our common factor is a. So, what's next? I-divide natin yung common factor natin sa first term. So, a squared divided by a, that's a. And then, negative 5 divided by a. So, negative 5 na lang siya. Wala na yung a kasi kakancel na yan. So, that is now the factor of our numerator. And then, for the denominator, since wala naman silang common factor, we will just rewrite the denominator. Okay. So, question. Yung a minus 5 is kapareho ba ng 5 minus a? No. So, what we will do? So, let's rewrite muna yung ating numerator. So, a times a minus 5 all over. So, sa ating denominator, ilalabas natin si negative sign. So, labas natin si negative sign. Since nailabas natin si negative sign, yung negative a dito, magiging positive na siya. Alright? And then, yung positive 5 dito, dahil may negative sign na siya sa labas, magiging negative 5. Okay, so negative times a, negative a. Negative times negative 5, that's positive a. So, therefore, equal siya dito. Alright, and since yung numerator natin at denominator natin ay may kapareha na siyang term, we can now cancel. So, ano na lang ang natira? That's a and negative, or simply, our answer is negative a. Okay, so additional tip nga pala sa mga mag-e-exam, ng let, may mga mai-encounter kayo na mga questions na may, for example, ganito siya. Ayan. So, hindi natin siya maiintindihan kung titingnan lang natin yung symbol. Which is actually, pagka may nakita kayong ganyang term, that is equivalent to x squared. Yan. So, meron din mga ganyang question. Yan. Ang ibig sabihin lang yan, that is y squared. Meron namang ma-encounter tayo, for example, y ganyan. So, ibig sabihin yan, that is y cubed. So, those are just an example ng mga symbols na lumalabas sa let na out of this world kung titingnan lang at susundin natin yung mga symbols. Alright, so let's have another example na pwede nating ma-encounter sa let. So, ganito siya na kung isusulat siya sa let. So, 3x tapos may ganyang symbol. So, bago natin i-solve, para hindi tayo malito, i-rewrite muna natin yung given expression. So, sabi natin, kapag may nakita tayong dalawang parang arrow na ganyan, so that is 3x squared over 4y squared. And then, yung kanyang operation, so, minsan ganyan siya nakalagay. Bali, titingnan na lang natin yung given choices kung ano ba talaga supposedly yung operation na dapat na nandyan. Pero sa pagtitingin natin sa choices, yung ganitong symbol usually equivalent siya sa multiplication. Alright, so times 5y and then we have x squared. So, ganyan yung equivalent niya. Alright, since we have two fraction here, so fraction multiplied by another fraction, ano nga ulit ang gagawin natin kapag ganito yung given? So, simply cross multiplication. So, 3x squared times x squared. Cancel na natin si x squared at saka si x squared. And then, sa kabila naman, 4y squared times 5y. So, ika-cancel naman natin si y since pareho silang may y. Ito, magiging 1 na lang yung kanyang y. So, 3 times 5, that is 15. And 4y times 1, that is 4y. So, ito na po yung ating sagot. Merong mga mai-encounter din po kayo sa choices na wala doon yung tamang sagot. So, I advise po na piliin nyo po yung pinakamalapit na sagot. Alright, so let's now proceed to the difference of two squares. So, yung formula ng difference of two squares is a squared minus b squared is equal to a minus b times a plus b. So, paano natin malalaman na it is a difference of two squares? Kapag yung first term has a perfect square, and also yung last term has a perfect squares, and yung kanilang operation in between is negative. So, sabi dito that the two numbers is equal to the product of the sum and difference of two numbers. So, ibig sabihin, kapag difference of two squares, siya ay equal sa sum, sa product of their sum and difference. Okay, so let's have an example. A squared minus 25. A squared is a perfect squared? Yes. How about 25? Is it a perfect square? Yes, as well. So, therefore, this is an example of two squares. So, sabi dito sa difference of two squares, they are the product of the sum and difference. So, what is the factor of a squared? So, that is a and a. How about yung 25? That is 5 and 5. So, sabi, sum and difference. So, a plus 5 and times a minus 5. So, yan na yung kanyang factor. A plus 5 times a minus 5. Alright, so let's have another example. 9. So, 9x squared. Sorry. Alright, so 9x squared minus 4y squared. So again, this is an example of difference of two squares because 9x squared has a perfect square and also 4y squared has also a perfect square, and their operation or the sign in between is negative. Okay, so what is now their factor? 9x squared, ano yung factor niya? That is 3x and 3x. 3x times 3x, that is 9x squared. How about yung 4y squared? Ano yung factor niya? We have 2y and then 2y. So, 2y times 2y, that is 4a squared. And ano sabi sa difference of two squares? They are the product of their sum and difference. Therefore, yung sign nila is positive and negative. So, Ang factor ng 9x squared minus 4y squared is equal to 3x plus 2y times 3x minus 4y. Okay, so let's have an example number 3. 3x plus y squared minus 16. Okay, so yung first term natin, dahil naka-squared siya, of course, this is a perfect squared, and then 16 has also a perfect squared. So, let's now factor the first term. So, we have here 3x plus y. And then, sa kabilang side, meron din tayong 3x plus y. Okay, so how about our second term? Our second term is 16. So we have 4, and sa other side is we have also 4. Okay, so ano yung kanilang magiging sign? Sabi natin, if it is a difference of two squares, therefore ang kanilang sign, isang positive at isang negative. So, ito na yung kanilang factor. 3x plus y plus 4 times 3x plus y minus 4. Alright, so this time, let's have an example na pwede nating ma-encounter ulit sa LET exam. So, we have here 1 minus 1 all over a squared all over 1 minus 1 over a. So, in our example, this is what we call, ano nga po ulit tawag natin dito? This is a complex fraction. Kasi yung numerator natin is composed of a fraction and also the denominator has a fraction. So, first step, we will going to factor first the numerator. So, a minus 1 over a squared. So, applying the difference of two squares, so we have here, ano yung magiging factor ng ating numerator? So, this is 1, and then 1 over x squared, ano yung magiging factor niya? Pagka in-squared natin siya, so magiging 1 over a, and then we have 1 over a. So, ano yung kanilang sign? Sabi natin, product of the sum and difference, therefore plus and negative. So, this is now the factor of our of our numerator, 1 minus 1 over a squared. All over, so since wala naman ng factor si denominator, let's just rewrite our denominator. So, 1 plus 1 over a. So, meron bang kapareho sa ating numerator? Si denominator? Yes, that is 1 plus 1 over a. So, therefore, ika-cancel na natin siya. So, ano na lang yung natira? 1 minus 1 over a. So, therefore, ito na yung ating answer. Paano kung halimbawang hindi nyo nakita tong sagot natin sa choices? Let's say ang choices is letter A is A over A plus 1. Letter B, A plus 1 over negative A. Letter C, A over A minus 1. And letter D is A minus 1 over A. So, ano kaya sa tingin nyo ang correct answer dito? Okay, so remember, kapag ganito yung sagot natin, whole number minus fraction, ano nga ulit yung ginagawa natin? Diba? We will going to find their common denominator. So, since this is a whole number, understood na 1 yung kanyang denominator. So, ang kanyang common denominator is A. So, let's say may 1 siya dyan. So, A divide 1, that's A, times 1, that is A. Okay? So, A over A is equal to 1. minus, dito naman tayo sa kabila, a divide a, that's 1, times 1, that's 1. Or simply, copy lang natin yung 1a kasi a naman is denominator ni 1a. So, 1 minus 1 over a is equal also to a minus 1 over a. So, therefore, ito yung correct answer. Okay, so let's now proceed to the factoring of trinomials. So let's have an example. 3x squared minus 13xy minus 10y squared. So this time, since trinomial siya, that means that we have 3 terms involved. Alright, so in factoring trinomials, usually this is trial and error. So first step is we will going to look at the first term. Okay? So, first term natin is 3x squared. So, paano natin ifa-factor si 3x squared? We have 3x and x. So, 3x and x, that is 3x squared. And then, we have to look sa last term. So, si last term natin is negative 5y squared. So, hahanap din tayo ng factors ni 10y squared, which is kapag kaminut or kapag pinagsama natin si inner term and outer term, yun naman ang magiging middle term natin. Okay, sabi nga natin, trial and error muna to. So, negative 10y squared. Ano yung mga factors ni 10 at saka ni y squared? So, ni factor ni 10 is pwedeng 5 times 2. Okay, so let's write 5. Okay, so let's write 5. And then yung factor ni y is y. And another y. So 5 and 2 y. Okay, so 5y times 2y, that is 10y squared. Kapag negative yung sign niya, that only means na kailangan yung sign in between dun sa two terms is magkaiba. Kapag positive siya, ang sign is magkapareho, either parehong positive or parehong negative. So, let's say this is positive and this is negative. So, sabi natin, yung inner term, so 5y times x, this is 5yx. At yung outer term naman is 3x times 2y, that is, or negative 2y, that is negative 6yx. Pag pinagsama natin si 5xy and negative 6xy, ang answer is only negative yx. Dapat, itong answer dito should be our middle term. And since magka-iba sila, ibig sabihin, this is not the factor of our given mathematical expression. So, let's have another factor. So, yung first term, ganun pa rin, 3x and x. Another factor ng, another factor ng xy squared is wala namang iba kundi 5 and 2 pa rin, or 2 times 5. So, let's say dito naman natin ilagay yung 2y, at dito sa kabila yung 5y. Tapos, ito yung gawin nating plus, at ito naman yung gawin nating minus. Okay? So, let's check. 2y squared is, 2y times x is 2yx, and 3x times negative 5y, that is negative 15yx. So, negative 15yx and 2yx, this is now negative 13yx, which is pareho na ng ating middle term. So, therefore, ito ang kanyang factor. Correct factor. 3x plus 2y times x minus 5y. Okay, so let's have another example. 15x squared plus 11x minus 12. So, let's have first the factor of 15x squared. So, ano yung factor ni 15? That is 3 times 5. So, pwede nating ilagay na 5x and also 3x. So, 5x times 3x is 15x squared. Negative yung sign niya. So, yung sign niya na naman dito is magkaiba. But before that, ano yung factor naman ni 12? Factor ni 12 is pwedeng 6 times 2. Pwede ding 3 times 4. So, this time, kailangan na makukuha nating middle term is 11x. So, let's have 3 times 4 instead. So, 3 times 4, that is equal to 12. Okay? And ano yung sign niya? Para makakuha tayo ng 11x, pwede nating i-check muna. Sabi nga natin, this is trial and error. So, let's say this is negative and this is positive. So, 3 times or negative 3 times 3x, this is negative 9x. And then 5x times 4, that is 20x. So, 9x and 20x, pag pinag-combine natin sila, since magkaiba yung sign nila, ima-minus natin. 20 minus 9, that is 11x. So, 11x and 11x yung middle term natin dito. Therefore, our factor is correct. 5x minus 3 times 3x plus 4. So, this is our factor sa ating given trinomial term. Okay, so again, let's have an example ng mathematical expression na pwede nating ma-encounter sa ating let exam. Okay, so we have 3x minus 15 all over 2x squared minus 50 times 2x squared plus 16x plus 30 all over 6x plus 9. Okay, so first, i-factor muna natin yung bawat term or bawat group of terms. So, let's have the first given number or first given term, 3x minus 15. So, ano yung factor ni 3x minus 15? Applying our monomial or common monomial factor. Ano yung common factor? Common sa kanila. That is 3. So, lalabas natin si 3. At yung matitira sa loob ng quantity is x. So, 3x divided by 3. Ang matitira na lang is x. Minus 15 divided by 3. That is 5. So, ito na yung factor ng ating first numerator. How about the denominator? So, again, that is applying the common monomial factor. So, 2 and 50, ang common factor nila is 2. So, ilabas natin si 2. 2x squared divided by 2. Ano na lang yung matitira sa loob? X squared. And then, 50 divided by 2, that is 25. So, ito naman ngayon yung factor ni denominator. Okay, punta naman tayo sa kabila. Sabi natin, times. Okay, so in our numerator dito sa pangalawang set of numbers, this is trinomial. Therefore, ang i-apply naman natin is factoring trinomial. Okay. So, let's factor our trinomial. So, first term, 2x squared. So, we have here 2x and then we have here x. Okay, next, plus 30. So, ano yung factor ni 30 na kapag pinagsama natin si inner term at saka si outer term is magiging 16x. Right, so let's now have the factor of 30. So, ano yung pwedeng factor ni 30? Maraming factor si 30 pero pwede natin gamitin si 5 times 6. Okay, so let's say this is 6 and this is a 5. So, 6 times 5 is 30. Tingnan nga natin kung magiging 16 yung middle term. So, 6 times x, that is 6x. And then, 2x times 5, this will become 10x. So, 6x and 10x, this is 16x. So, therefore, tama yung ating factor ng numerator, 2x plus 6 times x plus 5. Okay, so burahin muna natin siya. Alright, so here is now our factor, 2x plus 6 times x plus 5. Now, let's factor the denominator. So, 6x plus 9, common monomial factor ulit to. So, ang kanilang common factor is 3. Lalabas natin si 3. 6x divided by 3. That is 2x. And then 9 divided by 3. That is plus 3. So, ito na yung factor ni denominator. Titingnan natin ngayon yung mga na-factor natin. Meron pa bang iba na pwede pa nating i-factor doon sa mga na-factor na natin? Dito, pwedeng wala na. Pero yung denominator niya, x squared minus 25. Diba this is difference of two squares? Since x squared has a perfect squared and 25 is also or has also a perfect squared and the sign in between is negative. So therefore, pwede pa natin siyang i-factor. So let's rewrite muna again the numerator. So 3 times x minus 5. Yung denominator natin, sabi natin may factor pa siya. So, let's write the 2 and then yung factor ni x squared minus 25. So, that is x and x. 25, that is 5 times 5. And the sign is positive and negative. So, ito na yung bagong factor ni denominator. Times, dito naman sa numerator natin, meron pa ba dyang pwedeng i-factor? 2x plus 6. Meron pa siyang pwedeng i-factor. Kasi di ba may common factor pa siya na 2. So, pwede nating ilabas si 2. 2 times 2x divided by 2, x na lang ang matitira, plus 6 divided by 2, that is 3. So, finactor lang natin yung isa pang term dun sa numerator. And then, yung x plus 5, let's just rewrite x plus 5 dahil wala naman na siyang ibang factor. And then, the denominator, meron pa bang ibang factor si denominator? Wala na rin. So, let's just rewrite 3 times 2x plus 3. Now, ika-cancel na natin yung lahat na magkakaparehos. Okay? So, x minus 5, meron siyang kaparehas dito na x minus 5. So, cancel natin yan. Cancel. And then, we have x plus 5. May kapareha din doon si x plus 5. So, cancel natin. Cancel. Ano pa? May 3 dito, may 3 sa baba. So, cancel ulit. Cancel. May 2 dito sa taas sa numerator. At may 2 dito sa denominator. So, cancel ulit. Cancel. So, ano na lang ang natira? Ang natira na lang is si x plus 3 over 2x plus 3. So, this is now our final answer. Thank you so much for watching my video. Kung sa tingin nyo nakatulong tong video na to, please like and subscribe. Hit nyo na rin po yung notification bell para mano-notify kayo every time na mag-a-upload ako ng bagong video. So, see you on my next video. More on factoring pa rin po tayo. Thank you for watching. This is Mami She once again. Bye for now.